Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, how much could depending on your location. Please join in the struggle to liberate our people from the contraption. Like and share videos. Nuro luayo, na nuro luayo. Nuro luayo, na nuro luayo. Ọ dịghị mgbe ike mmadụ ga-akarị ike Chukwu. Ọ dịghị mgbe ike Naịjirịa ga-akarị ike Biafra. Nna nuro, onye kere ụwa nuro luayo. Nna nuro, Olisa bi n'igwe nụrụ akwa yo. Now, the news update.
As we speak, there is a massive and a wide-scale jubilation and celebration in Finland because a top lawyer or a judge, a very experienced and a top lawyer domiciled in Finland, came out yesterday to fully analyze and critically break down Simon's case and how his verdict would look like in the Finnish court. So the question here is, who is this lawyer and what does he have to say about Mr. Simon? And how will it affect Simon's case in the court of law? Well, in this video, we shall be doing a detailed analysis and a breakdown to fully unravel and to fully cover every single detail released by this top lawyer and judge domiciled in Finland. This is going to be a very, very exciting video and a very strong analysis coming from a strong and experienced judge domiciled in that part of the world. So I advise you to watch this video up until the end because a lot of details will be shared. So let's start with the very first question. Who is this judge? Well, a judge known as Ali Vartanen, who happens to be one of the most experienced judges in that country of Finland, came out yesterday being the 15th of June of 2025, to critically give a verdict on how the court session would look like regarding Mr. Simon's case. This lawyer is well experienced and well versatile in Finland. An exclusive detail on this lawyer. Feel free to pause this particular section of this video to read up and understand and see things for yourself. How this guy is well armed with info in the Finnish court session. This lawyer, known as Ali Vartanen, explained and showcased how Simon's case would look like. He first of all broke down and explained the Finnish judicial system. Started by saying that Mr. Simon's case is being handled by a district court in Finland. He also went a step further to explain that in every district court, there are 3 judges. Yes, there are 3 judges that presides over any case presented in a district court. This is quite different from the Nigerian judicial system. We all know that in a Nigerian court, we have just one lawyer that presides and gives judgment. But in a district court in Finland, they have 3 judges, and these 3 judges presides over the court's matter. He also went a step further to explain how decisions and sentencings are being made. Yes, since we have 3 judges in a district court in Finland, how did these guys pass out a sentencing, or how did these guys declare an action in the court of law? Well, he said the 3 judges, after hearing a case, the judges will deliberate together. That is, the 3 judges will sit down together, hear every single info and details regarding a suspect. This involves discussing the evidence, legal arguments, and applicable laws. The goal is to reach a consensus among the judges. They discuss their views and interpretations of the case to arrive at a unified decision. Hope this is actually clear and easy to understand. And so 3 judges will hear a case, 3 judges will deliberate on that case, and these 3 judges will pass a verdict. So the question here is, how is a verdict passed, and how will Simon's case be judged? So the way it's working in a district court in Finland is these 3 judges will cast their votes. Yes, these 3 judges will be like, okay, this guy is guilty or not guilty. They have to pick one, guilty or not guilty. So these 3 judges, they will pick or pass their votes, and the highest number of votes will be the declaration. But if there's a tie, the lead judge among the 3 has the power to cast a final verdict and a final vote. Hope this is very clear to understand. Moving on swiftly, once a decision is reached, the judges announced the verdict in the court, explaining the rationale behind the decision making. And this is everything you need to know about the district court in Finland and how these guys operate. And now let's get to the most interesting part of this whole conversation. So this judge, this experienced judge in Finland, also went a step further to explain that if Simon is found guilty, we all know that the prosecuting judge in the court of law is asking the court to sentence Simon for 6 good years. But this judge, this experienced judge in Finland, came out to say that if the courts find Simon guilty by paraventure, Simon will face 4 different consequences, different from the request coming from the prosecuting lawyer. Are the 4 different consequences if by paraventure Simon is found guilty? So there's imprisonment, there's fines, there's community service, and there's probation. Yes, this judge also went a step further to give a clear information that Nigerians need to see and understand at this particular point in time, an info that all lovers and supporters of USB needs to see and understand. So if by paraventure Simon is found guilty, yes, if he's found guilty in the Paijehame District Court, Simon's lawyer, the defendant lawyer, has the right to appeal the sentencing coming from the Paijehame District Court in a higher court. Hope this is very clear to understand. And now let's move on to a different section. This experienced judge in Finland came out to give a timeline. He gave out to explain how long Simon's case will last in the Paijehame District Court, because as we stand, nobody knows the definite amount of time Simon will appear in the court of law. Nobody knows how long the case will be in the Paijehame District Court. But this lawyer has given a clear and detailed analysis of the time frame. This judge said there's no fixed date or time for Simon's case, but then there are some things we need to know and understand. Simon's case is new in the Finnish court system, and that is why it's going to take them several weeks or days to conclude his trial. But from mere calculations, Simon's case will stretch into late summer of this said year. So when this judge said Simon's case will stretch into the late summer of this year, we had to do a quick research and understand when Finland will experience its late summer. It states that in Finland, late summer typically spans from late August to mid-September. This period marks the transition from summer to autumn, with gradually decreasing daylight and temperature. So as you can see, Simon's case will definitely last for 121 days, which is 4 months if you calculate them accumulatively. Yes, moving on swiftly. Now is the interesting part of this whole video. This judge now analyzed Simon's case. He went through all the documents, evidence, and data presented by the prosecuting lawyer, and he gave his analysis. Let's take a look at what he had to say and declare. He said that Simon is facing 3 different charges detailed by this top judge in Finland. He said the very first one here, the very first case Simon will answer is public incitement to commit a crime with terrorist intent. And the second one here is terrorism financing and violating money collection laws. And the third charge leveled on Simon is spreading terrorist propaganda. And these are the 3 and the only charges leveled on Simon. He also went a step further to claim that many Nigerian outlets usually publicize or publish wrong info and intel about Simon's case. That these 3 charges are the absolute and the 3 charges this man is going to face in the courts of law. He also went a step further to give or expose a confidential data that we believe that he shouldn't say in that media or interview session. He stated that Simon's activity dating from August, the 23rd of August of 2021 up until November 18th of 2024 is being heavily scrutinized and will be used against him in the court of law. He said that the prosecuting lawyer has gathered info, details, videos, tweets, messages, yes, his WhatsApp messages from the 23rd of August of 2021 up until the 18th of November of 2024 as evidence that will be presented possibly tomorrow in the court session. So in essence, Simon's conversations, phone calls and messaging for over 1,183 days is being checked and will be submitted in the court of law as pure evidence. Yes, he also went a step further to claim that Simon once upon a time was a Finnish politician, yes, and being a politician in Finland will greatly be an advantage to him. Yes, being a Finnish politician will help him in the court of law. Why will that help him? Well, just in case you don't know, Simon has held a notable political position in Finland as a local government councillor for the National Coalition Party. His involvement in Finnish politics began in 2022, and he has since been recognized for his advocacy related to the USB movement. While serving as a Finnish politician, Simon held crucial roles in the Finnish political system. So if the government of Finland are saying Simon is a terrorist, or he once upon a time financed terrorism, it simply means that it's going to, one way or the other, affect Simon's political party known as the National Coalition Party, which, funny enough, is the political party where Alexander Stubb, the current president of Finland, is from that same political party as Simon. Is a picture of Alexander Stubb together with Simon, a man that the country is calling a terrorist. So this judge is saying that if Simon actually is a terrorist, it simply means that Alexander Stubb has associated himself and has done decision makings, ruled Finland with a terrorist. This judge claimed that Simon, being a politician from that country, will greatly help his case in so many ways, shape or form.
My people, don't hear them now. What do you make of it? Drop your comments. But remember, it's Biafra or nothing. Bye for now.